student's name, which is in the courses table, is a foreign key because the student's name in that courses table refers back to the student's table. So that primary key is a foreign key in another table. So that's basically how it works. We also have data types. I already explained data types and why it's important to know the data type to use for efficiency, for integrity, to maximize your space as much as possible. Uh, then calculated columns and measures. I'll talk about that towards the end of the class. And then we have hierarchies. So what are the benefits of data modeling? Like I said, it improves your performance because when you are able to easily identify relationships between the different tables, then uh, so when we are able to easily identify the differences between the table, the relationship between the tables, then and it's designed in such a way that the performance is optimized, the performance will be improved. Then also accurate reporting, because when you model your data in an efficient way, it will ensure data integrity and consistency, leading to more reliable reports and insights. You still be taught how to create dashboards and reports later in the series. So data modeling really helps to ensure the integrity and consistency. It also allows for simplified analysis. So when you organize your data well, people are able to, you know, understand and also create insightful visualizations. Like meaning of they're able to make meaning of your sorry, they're able to make meaning of your reports, of your documentation. Uh so I would quickly go to Power BI to show us an example of relationships in data modeling. So, like I already explained, I'm sure we are familiar with the different panes, the filter pane, visualizations, data, field pane, the ribbon, then the different views, the report view, your table view, model view, DX query view, and then the main board, which is your canvas. And then we have the status bar and all that. So I taught us how to import data and your get data. So we are working with an Excel file. Okay, and this time, let's say in this file, I have more than one sheet that I'm working with. Sorry, it's just load. Hmm, okay, so in the data modeling file, I have three different sheets that I want to work with. I have the Apocalypse sales, I have the Apocalypse store, and I also have the customer information. So I'll tick all of them because I want to work with all of them. So basically, I want to establish a relationship amongst these three sheets. That's the sales, the store, and the information about the customer. So I'll be loading my data directly. I'm not using the Power Query editor this time. I'm not transforming my data. So I'll just load it directly. So I'll wait for it to load. So in Power BI, usually we have an inbuilt function that usually creates a relationship for us automatically. Uh, and most of the time, it's usually accurate. However, we could also build our own relationships from scratch as well. When we build our relationships from scratch, I mean, it's more trustworthy because very few times it could be wrong. So now we've loaded all this, and let's we come over here to our model view. Wait for it. It's taking a while. Yeah. So we come to our model view. It helps us bring out a relationship amongst the data models. So let me just close this so you can see it properly. Uh, so we have our Apocalypse store sheet. We have the Apocalypse sales, and we also have customer information. So if I want to check the type of relationship, like I explained, we have four major types of relationships among the data. So we have the one to many, we have the many to one, many to many, and one to many. So if I come here, right over here, and I double tap, it brings out this, and I can just read out some of the details. So yeah, it shows that it's a many to one. So that's the cardinality of the relationship. It's a many to one relationship. So that's the relationship with the Apocalypse store and customer, uh, Apocalypse sales and the Apocalypse store. So you can see the Apocalypse sales here and the Apocalypse store. I'll talk about this cross filter direction soon and why is often better that we use both instead of single. Yeah. So it often creates the right type of connection for us. This many to one. If we try to use another one, we most likely raise an error, as you can see. So it tries to say that, oh, this cannot be a one-to-one relationship. So it's very important that we understand the type of relationships we have with our different data models. So we could come to this one and we can see that in this one we have, sorry, just wait a minute so it to load. Sorry, I think the network is a bit. Can you all still see my screen?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yes,
Sorry, I
yes.
can see someone raised up their hand. Ellen.
Yes, I asked the message. I asked the question in the message box already. I was saying that for the apocalypse tables, supposing we will need to do data cleaning in each and every one of them before we can load them, before we can, create a relationship. How do we go about it?
So it's basically the same way, the same thing that I explained in our last class. So if we're to do that, we simply pick the three. That first time it was one. So you can choose to do it one by one, or you can do it, concurrently. So instead of one sheet, we have three sheets. So you click the three and then you go to so in just perform you let me see. How to create a sorry, looks like it's taking time. Hmm. Sorry, pardon me. Sorry, the yes, PowerBI is hanging a bit. Sorry about that. Sorry, give me some few minutes. Let me stop sharing and come back.
Yes, we can.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yes, yes.
Um, Apologies. Just an issue with my system. Come, I'll share my screen in a few minutes. Um, so sorry, I'm still trying to set it up. Sorry, so please can you hear me and can you see my screen?
Yes, we can.
Okay,
Yes, we can.
all right. Sorry about that. My system had a mini shutdown. So she asked if we wanted to import, sorry, transform. Because last week I thought about transforming of a file. That's basically like performing some data cleaning on it before using it. Okay, so you can see now we're in the Power Query editor and we have the three sheets that we want to work with. So I didn't make any edits because there was nothing I wanted to do. There was nothing I wanted to edit, but it's all the same process like I thought last week. So this time you have more than one sheet. So these are all the three sheets, and then you can easily make any adjustments. I taught you how you could remove columns. Let's say you want to reduce this, you could easily come here and remove them. I'm sorry, removing of rows and then removing of columns. If you wanted to change the data type as well, you could as well come here, change. So it's all the same thing, all the same processes. You just transform, and then when you're done, you close and apply. So that's basically how you go about it. So sorry, Helen, do you understand? Do you understand? Is she still here?
Not to yes, yes, I'm here with you. I'm here.
Okay. So do you understand why I explained? It's all the same process from last week. Instead of loading, you just transform and then you make use of the tools that you need to transform.
I was thinking that you wanted
So
to
now you have
try
them here
um
and okay.
like I was maybe I would try it on my own instead of delaying us. Thank you.
Okay. eh, You could try it. It's all the same process. Did you attend the last class?
Yes, I was there, but I was imagining how to do the data cleaning for each table. Like after um getting the data, loading all, instead of clicking on the on the three sheets, then I transform. Will it give me the tables one by one? Then I do the cleaning for one table, then the other table and the other table. That's just what I was trying to imagine.
Yeah, that's why I showed you. Like it brought out the three sheets for me on the Power Query editor, and I can edit them one by one as I please. I said I didn't transform it today because I didn't need to clean the data today. I don't know if you understand. So, but
Yes,
usually I would have gone about the same process. Maybe I wanted to rename it, I wanted to reduce some things and all that. Okay.
thank you.
So, yeah. So now I was talking about the different types of relationships we have and how you can identify them. So if you double click, it shows many to one, it shows single. I told you I'll talk about why the direction is usually better in both. I'll give an example. So like I said, this is already given by is an inbuilt function by Power BI. So this and this, these two, they are given to us by Power BI, the relationships. So let's say, and also here, he shows us what is being compared to what. So yeah, he shows us that, okay, the product ID here and the product ID here. So now, let's say if I right click this and I delete. So let's say uh, I want to delete the relationship and I want to build it from scratch by myself. So now I want to delete by myself and I want to create by myself the relationship. So I could come here and this customer ID that is over, I am hovering over it right now. I can decide to drag it. Sorry, can decide to drag it into the customer ID right here. And you see it. So that's how you create your own relationship. You can simply drag what you want to compare against what to know the cardinality. And it simply helps us, to create our own relationships. So you can save this uh, and then I could do the same thing to this one. I could connect, let's say, okay, I could connect the customer ID as well, or I could connect product ID. So anyone I want to drag and drop, I could do I could do that. So I could say, okay, let me drag the product ID into this. So it shows this is a many to one relationship that I have. So you can save this. So this is basically how we create from scratch the relationships that we have. So I wanted to mention something about the single and both, like the cross filter function that I was talking about. So let me come here. Sorry. So if I go to the application store, sorry, okay, customer, and then let me visualize it as a table. So you see it transforming here. So I want to visualize the different states we have in that place. Let me kind of expand it so it's more visible. So we can see what we have. So now we have Minnesota, Missouri, New York, and we have Texas. And then we have different products for them as well. So let's say I want to check, uh, let's say for instance, the what can I use? Let's say the product ID or something. There, give me a few minutes. Uh, so I could create a new measure by right clicking. I made a right click there, and let's say I want a count. So this is an example of DAX, which I'll talk about later, but your next instructor would explain data analysis. So let's say I want to create a new measure. There's something called calculated measures. So you can say, okay, you are giving some columns and then you want to create your own column based on some calculations. And then the calculations could go by row by row. So let's say uh, I want to do a count of the Apocalypse Store product ID. So I come here. So in each state, I want to count the product IDs that they have.